Hi, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. Is there anything going on this coming weekend? It's like
what I'm aware of.
The 6th, 5th, 6th, something like that?
No, nothing.
Cool. Right on. A couple weekends off. That's kind of a rare thing.
It's supposed to be Full Gear, but then they moved it.
Oh, my God. That's coming up so soon. You're going to Disneyland for that. That's fun for you.
A week from Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've booked, well, the Enforcer's obviously going to be here. And then Alex and Kayla from the Church of Joshi, I believe I got their commitments to be here. So we're also going to be having a Larson's Not Here party that coincides with All Out. No, Full Gear.
Full Gear.
So that's going to be fun. I'm just curious, confidence points and stuff. Your predictions, you're going to just submit those in advance, and those are going to be yours, and then we're going to be able to do it during the show. That's how that's going to work.
No, I feel like if I feel like we should all be on the same page.
But you're the one leaving.
If you're leaving, I would pitch the same thing. If one of us is doing picks in advance, we all should have to do picks in advance, because then I'm at a disadvantage because I can't do them in advance.
Because
we discussed this already, I thought.
No, we didn't. You're actually not at a disadvantage because you're at Disneyland, the happiest place on the planet. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. So yeah, nothing going on this weekend. I don't know. Maybe I'll dick around on the channel or something like that. Anyways, yeah. So how was your weekend?
It's fine. How was yours?
It was good. Got a bunch of candy. I got a ton of candy that I'm going to eat. I mean, technically it's my kids, but you know how it goes. Anyways, let's dive into the news because this is already off to a bad start.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sometimes you got to say no to your kids about candy, just like you got to say no to Alberto Del Rio if he wants to work for the WWE, right?
Wow, what a segue. So if anybody out there is hoping to see Alberto Del Rio back in the WWE, you weren't? Well, you're in luck. Despite Del Rio saying that on a regular basis that he's in talks with the promotion, it seems like once a month, once every other month.
Man, this dude loves talking about
plotting a comeback.
Yeah.
Fightful Select is reporting that their sources within WWE have stated there has been no talks between WWE and Del Rio, with one source stating, quote, "Could you imagine if we let go of some of the people we did only to bring him in? There's no effing way that happens."
That quote alone is worth the subscription price for Fightful Select.
Really is. Really is.
Oh man. Yeah. Didn't he do did he go through his trial yet thing for
No, that hasn't happened yet.
For the kidnapping thing? Okay.
I don't believe that's happened yet. No.
Yeah,
that keeps getting pushed. I think that's supposed to be coming up relatively soon, but I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. You can't go around on Periscope talking about Triple H in the manner he did, and then all the other things that he's associated with. Probably not great for Del Rio. So, yeah, probably not going to happen. I don't see AEW touching him either. He just pops out every once in a while. He just pops up from time to time, and it's like, whoa, wait, what the hell? Was that Del Rio? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, he'll be booked for a show or something, or he'll talk in the media about how he's supposedly going back to WWE, and everybody's like, well, that's not going to happen. No.
Yeah. One company, like I said, probably won't touch him either is AEW, but what they will touch is a new special on TNT. So they're doing Clash of the Champions. Is that correct?
No, that's not what it's called. This is what Andrew Zarian had to say, though. Quote, WWE is planning a TNT special on January 8th. They're obviously not able to use the name Clash of the Champions. The rights. However,
that's right.
I'm hearing, this is Andrew Zarian, not me saying this, the possible name for the show would be Battle of the Belts.
Well, that's the same thing. Clash, Battle, Champions. Belts. Give me one more. Something of the titles. Tussling over titles.
There you go.
That's a better name. Tussling over titles. Grappling over greatness. I don't know.
Well,
you like Battle of the Belts? Is a good name.
Yeah, that's fine. Although it's still too close to Battle of the Bands, and so I think of like a show at a community theater with a bunch of upstart bands in a particular region vying for some measure of local stardom.
Okay, wait a second though. They only have one brand. Who's gonna be like TNT guy versus AEW World Champion guy?
Maybe.
And then the TBS Women's Champion versus the Britt Baker.
Yeah. You got it. Maybe the AAA tag champs versus AEW tag champs.
Well, there's 3 matches. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. Good for them.
Possible.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a super show on TNT. It's not a pay-per-view. So it only has to be 2 hours.
What day of the week is January 8th? Is that like going to be a Dynamite
Saturday?
Instead? Oh, wow. It's going to be a Saturday thing?
I believe.
Okay. That's cool. They should put that on January 1st. Go head-to-head with WWE. You want to prove that you're a better company? Go head-to-head. That's the only real way to prove that you're better, is if you go head-to-head and win in the ratings.
That
Overall
exactly
viewership. Over people over 50 years old people too, man.
Because also
why are they included?
Early January, you're talking college football bowl games.
Yeah.
And sometimes towards the end of the regular season, especially for the playoffs, NFL, they'll have Saturday games too.
Yeah.
So there's stiff competition early January on the television, especially
what better
for
way
sports.
To prove how great you are
by rising above all that competition and finishing
number 1. You know who my number 1 wrestler of the modern day is?
CM Punk. Phil.
Yeah, man. I love this. I love whenever people talk shit. Listen to this. CM Punk recently spoke to New York City's Z100 host Josh Martinez and shot at J-Mart and shot hard on WWE's philosophy of pushing returning legends to the main event. That'd be cool if J-Mart got CM Punk for one of his great Matt Chat questions back when we did Matt Chat.
That'd be great.
Anyways, this is great, man. He was talking shit. This is what he said about WWE. He says, I literally want to wrestle everybody, but I'm telling a specific story here of coming back, kind of restarting, rekindling my love for pro wrestling. If I went back to WWE, what would I do? There's a formula. There's a track record, a formula. This is what they do. Batista comes back. He wins the Royal Rumble. He main events WrestleMania. Edge comes back. He's in the Royal Rumble. I think he was in it twice. He might have won. I don't know. He goes on the main event WrestleMania. There's a formula, and I was bored of that shit 10 years ago, so I'm bored of it now. I understand people saying they don't like certain things and all that. Then it's not for you. I get it. Like I said, I'm there for the fans of the building. I'm telling the stories that I want to tell, and I'm having fun doing it. You'll know when it's not fun for me because I just won't do it.
Yeah.
He's probably right here. I mean, big name comes back. They win the Royal Rumble. That's all. There's always a speculation there around Rumble season in January.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, he's going to come back and win. And then we always say, oh, well, he's not going to win it, so they're not going to bring him back for the Royal Rumble. And then
it happens.
And then it happens.
We didn't think, Edge will be in the Royal Rumble. He won't win. But then, the second time he was in it, he did win.
Boom. Yeah.
I understand his point of view in terms of it being fairly formulaic.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we've been talking for a couple of weeks about how we're into the story of essentially Punk learning how to wrestle again at a high level. That's the story he's telling.
Yeah, man. He's old like us, so it's relatable. It's like, man, if we showed up there at AEW, we'd have to learn how to wrestle.
Well, I mean, we'd have to learn how to wrestle, period. Not just he's learning how to wrestle again.
Yeah.
We'd have to learn to wrestle, full stop.
But still, watching him get gassed within 5 minutes of any match he's in is highly relatable. Every time I try to exercise, I'm like, man, I feel like Phil right now in a match with Bob
This is
Fish.
like a minute in. I know.
Yeah, right.
I'm doing the workout equivalent of rest holds, and I'm still gassed,
Yeah, exactly.
So, no, I totally understand his point of view. And, he having him gone through that Batista Royal Rumble. It's what he got concussed in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the Raw afterwards, he left.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much of all that situation played into him, walking out when he did. I remember it being part of it. Maybe it was so long ago since I listened to that Art of Wrestling episode. And I'm happy that he's in a position in AEW where he's of the stature where he could probably walk in. And they could have done something like that with him, but he's aware, okay, A, it's formulaic. That's what WWE does. And B, if I want to be a part of AEW, I got to be a part of building the future.
Yeah.
Not taking away from the storylines they already have in place. Obviously building up Hangman Page, if they have designs on MJF being champion after Page, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. He's savvy. And I don't think he'd ever go into any situation and be like, all right, push me to the top,
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to be his thing.
Yeah, to be hypocritical, because that was his thing before. But then he also wanted to be in the WrestleMania main event, so who knows?
That was also when he was champion, or just after he was champion. So I understand.
He should have been. He had every right to want to do that because he should have been.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I really like the story that he's telling because it is, like I said, it is relatable. And if you have lapsed fans who are a little older, they're going to come back and be like, oh wow, it's never, that's been one of the tropes that just doesn't have any sort of, and I know it's wrestling, and I really do enjoy the absurdity of wrestling, where a 55-year-old man that looks like he could barely move in the ring, Goldberg, is like, it's supposed to be believable that he can beat a machine 10 years younger than him, Bobby Lashley. I'm supposed to believe that. There are some things that are just simply not believable. And I just prefer, like, man, this is a story that I don't know that we've seen. A dude comes back, a high-profile guy who used to be at the top of the world, comes back after 7 years of acting, and he's so
don't forget his MMA endeavor, Steve.
Getting wrecked in MMA, which makes this all the more believable. We just saw him get wrecked over the last 5 to 7 years, getting wrecked in the UFC against. They had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find some of these guys. I'm supposed to believe he's going to come back in and be what he was before. Mm-hmm. It happens in wrestling all the time. So if they told that story, okay, I'd roll with it. But he's coming back and he's like, nah, man, why do that when I can tell a more compelling story? I think that this story that he's telling right now is going to propel him to be one of the bigger baby faces a year from now, because he's going to eat some loss. He's barely winning against guys like Bobby Fish and Matt Sydal. So he comes across a stud like MJF, for example, who's got not just youth on his side, savvy on his side, but a whole crew with him.
Yeah.
He's probably going to eat a loss to a guy like that, and then he'll have to really figure it out. Is this for me? Should I even be doing this? Why am I doing this? I like this story. I think it's a solid one, and I think there's a roadmap here.
No, I think so too. In a different interview he did recently, he spoke about with Dazen. He was asked, if he would have come back to wrestling had AEW not become a thing. These transcripts, again, from Wrestling Inc., this is what Punk had to say. It's a great question, one I've actually thought about, but I don't think so. It happened at the right time, and timing is everything. There's a lot of stuff that I had to heal on my own. I'm happy AEW is around now because I really don't know if I'd have gone there sooner. I'm not so worried about the past. I'm not so worried about the future. I'm worried about the present. That's where I am now. I'm worried about the fans of the building, if they're having a good time, if they're going to tell their friends that they had a great time and they're going to come back next time. I want to make sure they're leaving with a giant smile on their face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's good philosophy to have, right on.
This seemed like it was just too much of an uphill climb for him to really probably ever go back to WWE. I mean, they could have written him a huge check, and maybe that might have, seemed a bit more enticing. But at the end of the day, there was just a lot of animosity. It seemed like it, potential animosity.
Well, I think
a lot of wounds.
I don't even know, but I don't think the animosity was a thing. I think it was the creative satisfaction. I mean, when he talks about this stuff being formulaic, I mean, look, he did backstage, and I know that wasn't a WWE product, but it was a WWE affiliated product. And he told Renee Paquette, I am dipping my toe in to see if I like it. And at the time, WWE was the place. I mean, that's where you would go. I don't think it was an animosity thing. It seemed like, okay, what do you have for me? Oh, it's the same crap as it was 7 years ago. Unless there was a philosophical change with how they treated talent and what their creative was like, you're right, that was never going to happen. But it seemed like he was open to the idea that it could have changed. It didn't. And you can still see that today. It still hasn't changed. Yeah. Unless there's a big change at the top, which, we all know what that entails.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break here to get a word in from our sponsor, Chime. So, Larson, I'm sure you know the feeling. It's the end of the month, and maybe you're a little tight on money, so you got to deal with the stress of your account balance running low, and then add on top of that the prospect of getting hit with a $33 overdraft fee if you happen to spend even a little bit too much. It's really enough to make you pull the hair out of your head, man.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Overdraft fees have gotten out of control. In 2019, traditional banks took in $11 billion in overdraft fees, but we're here to tell you that Chime does things differently.
Yeah, man. Chime is an award-winning app and debit card that has saved its members more than $10 billion in overdraft fees thanks to Spot Me fee-free overdraft. Eligible members can overdraft up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals with absolutely no fees.
Now you deserve to have financial peace of mind. Join the millions of Americans already loving Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and does not affect your credit score. Get started today at chime.com/raw. That's chime.com/raw.
Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot Me eligibility requirements apply. Overdraft only applies to debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. Limits start at $20 and may be increased up to $200 by Chime. Chime member overdraft fee savings based on eligible members' use of Spot Me versus $33 average overdraft fee. Overdraft fee data based on Bankrate checking account survey and CRL June 2020 overdraft fees report.
Before we get back to the show, let's get a word from our sponsor, Paint Your Life. So, Steve,
yeah,
you know, with the holidays coming up, I started to get a bit sentimental about our days at the office and stuff. So, to kind of remember those days, I got something done that I'm going to hang on the wall right back here behind me from Paint Your Life. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, of course I do. I want to see that.
Yeah, all right, cool. So, Paint Your Life is great. You send them a picture, and one of their world-class artists will hand paint you a portrait at an affordable price. I mean, I got this custom hand-painted piece of art made to remember some of the best times going in Raw history. It only took 3 weeks to get here, and really, it's going to blow you away. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah, I want to see it. Of course I do.
You want to see it? All right. Here it is. What do you think?
So it's you, me, and Sid.
Yeah, it looks great, doesn't it?
I mean, it does. I'm just not sure your wife would want Sid to be on her bedroom wall. You work out of your bedroom. Is she going to want a picture of Sid and me on the wall?
I mean, why wouldn't she want this gorgeous piece of custom art on our wall? I think the artist really captured the essence of Steve and Larson and the Sidness of Sid. I love it. I think it's great. I can't wait to put it on the wall behind me. And if you're looking for the perfect holiday gift for someone you love or yourself, then check out Paint Your Life. At paintyourlife.com, there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And right now, as a limited time offer, get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. To get this special offer, text the word RAW to 64,000. That's RAW to 64,000. Text RAW to 64,000. Paint your life. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Sid.
It's me and Sid and you.
Yeah. We got our ratings for Friday night from Brandon Thurston here. Just popped up on Twitter. Smackdown, a little bit over 1 million, 0.29. And then Rampage, 623. So up a little bit, I think.
So SmackDown was 1.29 million?
No, a little over 1 million and then a 0.29 on the demo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then it was 1,032,000 for SmackDown at 0.29, and then Rampage 623 and a 0.25 in the demo.
Wait, what? SmackDown did over 1 million, and it the last time it was on FS1, it did like 860,000 or something. Fuck,
mm-hmm.
Wow. Because last year they broke 1 million on FS1. That's why I was kind of shocked that with all the publicity behind the Super Show. Mm-hmm. And the head-to-head, all that kind of stuff.
They had Brock and all that on there, too, yeah.
Yeah, they had Brock on there, the Becky versus Sasha thing. This was a fairly... There was no Roman on this episode.
No.
It was a fairly mundane... I mean, they had the Charlotte stuff and the Shotzi stuff at the beginning. That's a really good number for them.
Yeah.
That's a really good number.
Is, considering there was really not anything massive, I think, announced in advance.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So that's
speaking of WWE programming, we have a Raw tonight, 2 segments announced. Becky Lynch's Raw Women's title match against Bianca Belair to kick off Raw tonight. What are the odds they have this match? There's a weird finish, and they do it again in the main event.
Realistically, what's the weird finish going to be? Oh, yeah, okay, you're totally right. They're going to do it again. That's going to kick off Raw, huh?
Yeah.
And then what will Seth Rollins have in store for WWE Champion Big E tonight? Are they just going to do the same thing with Becky Lynch they did with Charlotte, have her get out of chair?
Probably.
God, they should really do something interesting.
They should.
What if Becky's like, yeah, I don't really want to work Charlotte at Survivor Series. Let me just hand this title over to Bianca. Let me do that. That might not shock me.
Yeah. Want to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's answer some questions. We got a bunch of good questions on our Twitter at Real Going In Raw, man. Every Monday we put up this question thread. Y'all ask so many good questions.
Juan Guerrero Jr. We'll kick it off. If AEW hires a few of the wrestlers released from Ring of Honor, should they come in together as an invading stable, wanting revenge for the VPs leaving ROH, or acknowledgement that AEW would exist without Ring of Honor, or should they just not reference their Ring of Honor past at all?
I think that the past should definitely be recognized, to say, hey, this person had a good career in Ring of Honor, something like that. I don't know that an invading stable from a company that, for all intents and purposes, could be out of business, I'm not sure that's an intimidating group right there.
This is what it is. They come in as an invading group, and know what they have with them? The master tape for All In.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
They compete for that.
Yeah.
Like they put up.
All in on a pole.
Exactly.
All in ladder match, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
And then Tony Khan's like, there's this that show that's got some names on there I don't really want to talk about. So what if they do this? They take that master of All In and they bronze it. And that becomes a new...
And they put out a belt. That's a new title.
That's a new title. The All In title.
Good. The All In Championship.
Hey, Tony, are you listening?
There we go.
He watches this show.
Probably not. Patrick Sparks, B-Man, says, book a GCW show you'd love to see if they did a show in Sacramento. Well, Ninja Mac would have to be in the main event.
Oh, the main event. Ninja Mac versus Cal Jack.
Great.
Mac versus Jack. One time only.
That's good.
And Cal can go back to being Karate Cal.
That'd be good.
Karate Cal versus Ninja Mac.
But here's the thing. I don't like going to hardcore shows.
Yeah, okay.
I don't feel safe.
Sure.
That's just me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that match won't be a hardcore match.
No. What I'm saying is this will be one of the GCW shows. No hardcore matches.
Oh, no. It'll be because we'll sponsor it. It'll be a Larson leaves the venue match where you're given plenty of time and warning. Larson, will you please leave the venue? Because why should your anti-hardcore match stance ruin everybody else's fun?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not anti-hardcore match. I don't like watching them live. That's it. I don't like being there in person.
Like the GIFs, as long as they've been curated, so that they're not. Yeah.
Like I could actually watch the matches. It's fine. I just don't like being there.
Or Joe DeSol versus, was it the Riv?
Yeah.
And that giant shard of light tube came out. Whenever we watched a hardcore match, we're like, these people need to learn how to hit each other with light tubes so that the trajectory is away from the crowd. But then in some of these places, you can't.
You can't. I know. Like there, the audience is only on one side of the ring. But if you're at a place where the ring is surrounded by people, you can't. And that's why I don't like watching them live. I just can't do it.
Yeah. Prestige Wrestling is coming to Sacramento.
I saw that.
That's pretty exciting. That is like a real promotion out here. That's cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah, man. Get some hardcore deathmatch stuff there. I don't know if they do the hardcore stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if they do either.
I'm not a fan of that stuff.
Yeah, I can't really.
I feel like GCW's done it all. It's like, you've taken it as far as you can take it.
Yeah.
Do we really need more? Let's get some 5-hour catch-as-catch-can matches. How about that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's take it back to the old days. Hackenschmidt, Gotch. Metacon asks, yesterday was my birthday, and all I wanted for the WWE was to be enjoyable again in a McRib. He says, I got my McRib. Are McRibs a thing now? They're back? I thought there was a rib shortage.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
I haven't heard any McRib commercials with Logan Roy's voice on it. Look at these McRibs.
Where he sings the jingle.
Yeah. Roman! Anthony Tobias says, with the Halloween over, In the Thanksgiving now, the major holiday, who do you think does the best Thanksgiving dinner? He says his money would be on Corbin's because that dude loves to barbecue.
You'd probably smoke a decent turkey.
You think Thanksgiving at Mark Zuckerberg's house sucks, or is it good? Hear that guy talk? That would probably suck.
I'd assume it would probably
Hey,
not
everybody,
be very much fun.
put on your Oculus Rifts, and we'll have Thanksgiving in the metaverse.
Doesn't sound no.
Like, can I bring New Jack in with me? What? Yeah, it'd be Corbin, of course.
Yeah, Corbin.
I wonder if the New Day have Thanksgiving together.
That's a good question.
It's probably really good. It's probably really fun. I wonder if they
maybe over at the Moxley residence, because Renee has her own cookbook. You know.
Yeah, but you got to watch that little baby eat food. Let's just get food. Well, it's probably too young. It's probably still breastfeeding, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine then. Still be crying and stuff. I won't deal with that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. White Brownie says, who do you guys think should be team captains for both men and women survive? Honestly, it's the McMahons. I'd love to be a fly on the wall of the McMahons. Look how fucking weird that is. You touched the turkey. Who touched the turkey? I thought we were passing it out.
To pick off a little piece of crispy skin, try to eat it. He starts yelling at everybody. Who got the skin?
You fucking ruined it.
You ruined Thanksgiving. There's a bare patch. No skin on it. Who did this? Who took the skin?
Who took the fucking skin? Probably curses like a sailor at the Thanksgiving table. Jason Lewis, in honor of Dia de los Muertos, book a supercard of all the deceased wrestlers. Owen versus Eddie.
Good.
Owen Hart versus Eddie Guerrero.
Macho Man versus...
Macho Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good opponent for Macho Man.
Macho Man versus Hayabusa.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Gareth, if WWE had a mid-card belt for women, which belt would it be? Intercontinental, U.S., something else?
It'd be like, they do something really tone deaf, like the Fabulous Moolah title. That'd be. I would hope it'd be the Intercontinental Championship. It'd be Intercontinental Women's Championship.
Yes,
that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Will Combs with the Elite dressing up as Ghostbusters this year. Who or what would you want them dressed up as next? He says, I think it'd be hilarious seeing Kenny as Herman Munster. Bonus question for Larson. What are your thoughts on the new Mastodon album? I have not listened to it yet. I need to check that out. What should the Elite dress up as next year?
Man, Ghostbusters is awfully iconic. I know they wanted to do Squid Game. That was shot down by the higher-ups at Warner Media.
But Ghostbusters worked considering Adam Cole. He was dead. He was brought back from the dead. That's good. It works. Well, how about this? Next year, Kenny's out.
Yeah, true.
So you got Cole, you got the Young Bucks, and then you got Kevin Steen. It's not the Elite. Sure. It's Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
So they'd be Mount Rushmore? Like one guy would be Teddy Roosevelt?
Well, I'm not saying I think that literally. I'm just saying they would be different people. So, it doesn't have to be a Mount Rushmore situation. Maybe they dress up.
That was a good idea.
Okay.
Well, how about what if they all come out like side by side and they put like a big ridiculous Mount Rushmore?
That's good
thing.
And I'll try to walk, like at the same pace down the ramp with a huge mountain backdrop and looking like
that'd be
various
terrible.
presidents.
That'd be terrible. Various presidents. The Wild Dude. Do you think that NXT 2.0 should still be involved with Survivor Series despite the demote? Yeah, and they get creamed. They get dude, Braun Breaker was embarrassed and they get creamed. Who were the it was Mandy Rose. She's like main roster. Yeah, she'd get wrecked because she was never like booked that strong on main roster. And then Carmelo's good. Carmelo's really good, but he's taken on who is it? Shinsuke and Damian Priest. So yeah, he eats the pin. They'd all eat the pin in their triple threat matches. And then, Ciampa's good. Ciampa versus Roman and Big E. Yeah, the Ciampa gets stacked with Big E. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
NJWP, which wrestling company has the better entrances overall? NJWP says for them it's AEW.
I watched Impact the other day. Suzuki came out.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that, during his intro, he's got that slideshow.
Yeah.
It's so striking how horribly that plays out in front of a venue like the AEW, the Impact taping.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's like 30 seconds of slideshow with the intro.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just like,
It's a different version of Kaze Dino Rey too.
yeah.
It's a little different than the older one.
Yeah. And then he just sort of moseys out. And people go crazy then. But yeah, just to watch that, everything just goes silent as his song is playing. And they're just like, it's going to be a little while.
You got to build anticipation.
Yeah. So who has the best? I don't know. It's probably WWE.
They have the most resources.
Yeah. They do nothing else. They do pump a lot of money into their production.
And they have those 3D renders above the ramp.
Yeah. You're going to tell me, like, if Roman Reigns is giant bronze moving statue guy was like Okada in New Japan, we'd be like, oh, this is a no-brainer. It's obviously New Japan.
Yeah.
They have giant render. Yeah, it's WWE.
I mean, whether they look good or bad is kind of irrelevant. You can tell they're expensive, so in that sense, they get the advantage.
Yeah, they could be corny as shit, but they put a lot of money into it.
Yes. They call me Gage. Who has more Final Boss entrance music, Samoa Joe or Walter or someone else?
It's Walter. Yeah, I mean, I love Samoa Joe's music. It's great, but it's totally Walter.
Yeah, Samoa Joe's music is really good.
Yeah. I mean, Walter is like, that's like universal for, shit's about to go down.
It's true. Kyle, power rank top 3 scariest moments in wrestling history, excluding any wrestling botch or bump that makes you cringe.
Oh, okay. Scariest moments in wrestling history. Okay, well, number 1 has got to be if you're a WCW fan and and Vince McMahon just shows up on your screen, is like, I got your fucking program. And it's like, oh, God, really? God damn it. I got to deal with this guy. Who should I bring back? Booker T? Scott Steiner? It's like, doesn't matter. You're going to fuck him up. That's number 1 scariest moment.
I was going to say when the snake bit Macho Man.
Oh, that's terrifying. Yeah, that's actually
crazy.
Terrifying. We talked about this a bit on whatever we call our bonus show. Kane unmasking was actually it was like, oh, God.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, he looks weird.
And then he lit JR on fire.
Yeah. That was scary. Yeah.
Dirty Rich, where is Shotzi going to be around WrestleMania?
Probably. Where is it this year? Dallas?
Yeah.
She's going to be in Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Seems likely she'll be in Dallas, yes.
RK. Who does CM Punk win the AEW World Championship from, and who does he lose it to? He's going to win it from MJF, and he's going to lose it to...
He's going to win it from MJF. And then
Adam
lose
Cole.
It to... All right, that's good.
Adam Cole.
That's good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mike Hobbs, do you think it's too late for any superstar on the main roster right now? And how long should we wait as fans before we give up on them in WWE?
So, I think that Ricochet has one heel turn in him that he would really need to run with. Mm-hmm. If he is perfectly positioned, he could be huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it would require him having a story and gimmick that he can really just being like, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm Ricochet. It ain't going to work. He has to be like an arrogant son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's got that in him, but that it would require that. I don't think I wouldn't give up on him just yet. But if they tried that and he still was, and it just wasn't clicking, then it's like, yeah, you need to go to somewhere else. I mean, I don't know in terms of the positioning of certain people. I don't know. Like, it's too late for Bobby Roode to fulfill his biggest potential.
I know.
I don't
see it happen.
I mean, if they all of a sudden booked him like some monster, it'd be like, oh, that's cool. I guess I believe it. But I would always perceive him as more of like of a gender type. When he was the champion, it's like, oh, this is not going to last. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know if I
transitional champion, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take some serious investment on their part to book Roode in a way, because like in NXT, I don't like going back to that, but I think NXT booked Bob Roode just about perfectly. He was a tactician. He would wait for someone to make a mistake and capitalize. You know.
Yeah, but his character stuff, I don't know if it really ever clicked, because it was like, my goal is to make this place a better business and have rich people in the stands.
Yeah, that was like his manifesto he started with and never really came back around to it.
They really didn't. And I don't know how you know, I mean, I think that all the pieces were there for Bob Roode. I just don't know. I mean, sometimes it's like the only thing I can think for Bobby Roode is there was something behind the scenes that just didn't click, so that him and creative could get on the same page and really exploit what he can do to his fullest potential. Because I don't know what else it could be, you know?
Well, the problem is Vince heard his song and was like, that's your character.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You just explained what it was. It didn't click.
Vince just heard his song and said, that's who you are.
You're glorious. Okay, what does that mean? Where am I going to go from there? Oh,
listen to the song. It's all there.
It just says the same thing over. What was it? Glorious. I won't give in. I won't give in.
Till I'm victorious.
It was a great first entrance for him, though. It was like, holy
It was great.
I really love this guy. No, I don't. He ruined it. He ruined it when he didn't know how to smile.
Patrick Oliva says Ricochet needs to be extra cocky when he beat super babyface Chucky T for the PWG title. If you haven't seen it, yeah,
it's like when he fought Leo Rush.
Leo Rush.
Went to go
say that.
Yeah. Yep. Watch that match, Ricochet versus Leo Rush in PWG.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can turn that into a character that talks and doesn't, look confused and nervous the whole time, then he'll have money. But I don't know that he can do that. I don't know.
J Ray, I think, has it right. Main roster is really good at picking one singular defining trait of a wrestler to lean on, then leave it up to the performer to fill in the rest.
I keep going back. I saw it for whatever reason. It was shared ad nauseum a month ago. That bit on Raw when Drew was hanging out with Baron Corbin. And Ricochet says, "I didn't come here to talk." And Drew said, "Then shut up." And Ricochet looked like somebody just stepped on his cat.
Mm-hmm.
The whole crowd went, "Oh!" And I think his career died at that point. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Daft Devo says, remember when Rhea was a badass? I think she'll get there again. But, man, even that, do you think they're going to introduce another women's tag team tonight on Raw to fight Rhea and Nikki? Or Rhea and Nikki going to show up, ask John Morrison what he's doing now, and it's going to last 5 minutes, and then that's all they're going to do.
That's their segment for the night. I mean, I'm guessing it's probably going to be that as opposed to an actual tag team being formed. I like the idea of them going backstage trying to get people to form tag teams so they have opponents.
I think it's a great idea. They should do that. Yeah. You're not doing nothing. Be a tag team.
You could be a champion.
Yeah. Al Leong, the Watchtower, says, so when do you think we're going to get Cody's You People promo?
Oh, he's going to turn heel finally?
I think he's savvy enough not to do that. I think he's referenced You People so many times. It's going to be more like he's going to be a son of a bitch while claiming he loves everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's going to do shitty things for the people.
I think people are going to like him for doing shitty things. But the thing is, at a certain point, if he does enough shitty things that people deem cool and interesting, then they will start actually cheering for him to do shitty things.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tomorrow, we'll be back with our Raw review at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, live on the Twitch. And, of course, right after that, it'll be available on YouTube on demand and in the podcast realm. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.